Just to start off, again, thank you for sharing your film Ugly Cry with us. And congrats, it must be very exciting to debut your directorial feature here at South by.
Yeah, thank you. I'm like beyond excited. I can't wait.
That's great. To start, what was it like juggling all these hats in the chair for you as far as writer, director, actor, and producer?
I mean, it was so much fun. It's like the best of all worlds. I love writing. Like writing was my first love, I would say, because I'm like a big reader and getting to like create a whole world that then you invite a bunch of other people on to elevate it. And then acting is so fun because you get to be super present and in it and in the weeds of this crazy chaotic, intense movie. And then directing is like the best because you get to assemble a team of people you really like respect and enjoy and get to yap with them about art and decisions and all the things. And I'm like, what do I love more than yapping and art?
Yeah.
So
To touch on that, for writing being your one, what made you choose a specific tape that she keeps filming throughout Ugly Cry?
yeah, it was honestly like one of the first things that I wrote for the script. Because originally, like we started before there was ever a script, before like the full team was assembled. I kind of filmed some improvised scenes based off an outline that I wrote. Um,
Hmm.
and for those scenes, I had written like these audition sides that were like kind of the one thing that the one through line for these like improvised scenes. And then when I
Hmm.
actually wrote the script, I was like, oh yeah, those sides absolutely make sense. And then kind of like informed the like Delaney's character history because I wanted the sides to like reflect but not directly align with her past, and then also kind of have like a silly genre beat ending. Um, where she gets like killed and then in her
Yeah.
unconscious. Yeah, exactly.
That was
Yeah.
great.
Um,
The scene that she has with Ryan's character Maya by the
mhm,
pool, I really
yeah.
like how they kind of opened up to each other as far as like having the close group of friends that you're able to open up about, but they're also honest with one another in saying how, well, we are competing.
Yeah.
So can you talk about that as far as your history, as far as how you brought that uh, with you on Ugly Cry?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like it's really strange. Like it's a really strange thing being an actor, because you have to like bring yourself to these roles, and you often like people who are your age and generally are going out for similar things or playing the love. Like you're all kind of like going like in the mix for these similar worlds, um, and it can just like create weird dynamics. And luckily, I've been doing this long enough that I feel like I've largely untangled a lot of those dynamics for myself.
Hmm.
Um, and now just feel really lucky to have like the creative community that I do have. But I know that sometimes it can feel really like strange and challenging and bad and competitive in a way that like pits artists against each other rather than like
Working
understand.
together.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and understanding one
exactly.
another. That's good. Can you talk about if you had anything, the visual style when Delaney would do her tapings and then she would visualize like Miles
Yeah.
and like the specific, did you have input on that? Is that like your camera people? Did you choose that specific? It's also a very big fan on like the mirror shots. Anytime I see a movie that uses like the mirrors and the camera work, can you talk a little bit on setup on that?
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, we have like a bunch of kind of hallucination moments, and we were trying to be very specific. I definitely had input, as did my cinematographer Brody. We worked together to kind of come up with like the visual language, as well as like I also worked with our sound designers to come up with like the audio, language of that. Um, we wanted it to feel, you know, like yeah, like a shift, like something was
Hmm.
happening, but also like, is this real? Like there's sort of like a questioning of reality. It becomes reality. And so we didn't want to do things that felt too stunty. We wanted it to feel grounded and kind of in the world. Um, and uh, and then for sound, we also kind of, instead of having things get super loud, we often like took like music away. We often like got really quiet, almost like too quiet in those moments, like no background sound, where it was sort of this like heightened connective moment. When she's sort of like lost in her head. And then, yeah, with mirrors and screens and kind of all this like refraction, it was very much intentional. So much of the film is about like being perceived and like how that can kind of like distort like your sense of self. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and as the film went on, we wanted to have more and more like we wanted to feel closer and also feel more like her body was getting split by screens or split by mirrors. Um,
Okay.
so we sort of increased the use of mirrors as
Yeah.
and the
No.
ways, like at the end there's like this shot where there's like a a close-up makeup mirror and her face is like backwards, or
Mm-hmm.
like upside down.
Yeah,
um
inverted.
yeah, thank you. That's the word.
Can you talk about how you chose to end it, the final
Yeah.
scene?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So the final scene of well, okay, so there are like two final scenes. There's like the credit
Mm-hmm.
scene, and then there's like the final scene before
Yeah.
that, which she winds up on set, um,
Mm-hmm.
for the project that she's been auditioning for this whole time. And her hair is dyed, her face is still a bit messed up, but not quite as like blotchy and whatnot. And her now ex-boyfriend is there. Um, People she's encountered throughout are either there on set or um, saying, saying things like
Mm-hmm.
giving, saying actions, cut, all these sorts of things. The photographer, the makeup artist from her headshots are there. Um, yeah, that is what is happening on screen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I have my thoughts about what I think is
Internally.
happening
Mm-hmm.
internally, which is we've just come off of this moment where she's like injected herself with Botox and her mom has like found her and is like helping her in the bathroom and then says she's gonna go get her some water. And then we like fade to white and go into this scene. Um,
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
think things are happening mentally
Mm-hmm.
in this scene, but I also don't want to, I want to leave it up to interpretation. Or,
Interpretation.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Great.
I have what I think, but I'm kind of trying to like say
Leave
things and
it kind of
guide it, but
open.
leave it open.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there is definitely a good chance that this is not real.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I guess just to piggyback off that, um, I guess what do you hope people take away from Ugly Cry? Not necessarily with the ending, but maybe like the whole film in itself and just
Yeah.
seeing what Delaney goes through.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think part of what that ending means, right, is like here we think we want something, but we don't actually know how that will feel when we get there. And if it means losing your, she's haunted by like her young self for like the entire film, basically.
Yeah.
And her young self keeps crying. And she thinks that she is like doing all of this, right, to make her dreams come true. But that's not what makes her young self happy. Like her young self is
Mm-hmm.
actually sad because she keeps getting further and further away from herself. And so, what I hope the ending makes us question or think about is like, well, first, is she there? Is she dying? Is she what like what's happening? But also like, is if she's there, like,
Yeah.
is she happy here? Is she okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is she still struggling? Because even if she gets this job, she still needs help. Like her life
Yeah.
is not okay.
Once that job's complete, there's always another. Yeah.
You're left with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so you can try to outrun that, but like you're always kind of stuck with you. And so listening
Right.
to like your heart is kind of I guess what the movie's getting at.
All right. I appreciate it. Emily and also Nicole, thank you for having me and congratulations on having your film at South by and wish you the best of luck. So thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Lovely
Have a
chatting.
great one.
You
Thank
too.
you,
Bye.
Lena.